fair division. Now, when we talk about fair division, we are going to differentiate between the divisor-chooser method and the lone divider method. So what does this mean? How do they differ? When do you use them? And how do you know? Those are some great questions. Let's jump right in. First, let's talk about the divider-chooser method. Now, in doing that, the divider-chooser method is used for dividing a continuously divisible item. So remember that a continuously divisible item would be something like a candy bar that I could cut in half, or I could cut into thirds, something that I can cut up and it's still usable and happy and everybody is okay with it. So a candy bar, a plot of land, $100 that we could divide 50-50, that kind of thing. The divisor-chooser method is best used for just two parties. So when you have two people involved, that is when the divisor-chooser method is best. So the process, this is how it works. First, one party is selected to be the divider. Now, you could do this by a coin toss. You could do a little paper, rock, scissors to see who's going to do it, or something else, right? Some way to decide which one of you is going to be the divider. And whoever is not the divider is then the chooser. See how exciting this is? Now, the divider starts by splitting the item into two pieces. So again, let's say we have a candy bar. So we've got a king size bar right in front of you. They take the knife and they cut it in what appears to be, to them at least, equal value. So I cut the candy bar in half. I've got two sides that look to be pretty equal. Then the chooser says, I want this size, this side of the candy bar. I think we do this a lot already. I do this when I cook dinner. I take a piece of cheese, I cut it in half, and I'm like, which one would you like? That is the divider-chooser method, except I decided to be the divider. And then, my person that I'm cooking with gets to be the chooser. So this happens a lot naturally, but we can also like consciously do this as the divider-chooser method. Okay, so after the chooser selects one of the two pieces, the divider gets whatever is left. That makes sense. Pretty easy, nice, and great for two people. The lone divider method is slightly different. So how is the lone divider method different than the divider-chooser method? Well, it's still used for dividing a continuously divisible item, because generally we're not going to cut up a car or a house, which is a discretely divisible item, but it's best used for larger groups. So if we have more than two people, we can't use the divider-chooser method if we have more people. So that's when the lone divider method comes into play. So the process is a little bit longer, but first, one party is still selected to be the lone divider. So maybe you look around and you say, okay, you're the oldest, you be the divider. Or, it's you liked this the most, you be the divider, whatever. One person is selected to be the divider. Then the divider separates the item into n pieces, however many pieces you have. So if there's 3 people, you divide it into 3 pieces. If there's 10 people, you divide it into 10 pieces. Right? That should make sense because everyone's going to get a piece. Okay, so a divider separates. Then each chooser submits a bid. So they look at pieces. Let's say there are 5 people. So they look at the 5 pieces. Maybe we label them A through E and says, okay, I think pieces A, B, and C look fair, but pieces D and E look small. So they write down what they would be willing to receive because they think it's fair. It could be all of them. It could be one, whatever. Right? This is a perception thing. And then we have 2 possibilities after those bids are submitted. If it works out that you look at the bids and each chooser can receive a piece that they're satisfied with. So based off their list of, I think these are the fair pieces, they could receive one of those. Great. They get their pieces. The divider receives whatever piece is left, and we all move on with our day. However, if you look at the bids and not everyone can receive a piece that they bid on, maybe 4 of the 5 pieces are obviously smaller than the rest. And so everybody wants option A because that's the biggest. Well, then we say, okay, so if everybody wants item A, then a non-contested piece. So B through E is given to the divider, right? You get something nobody else wants, and the process starts over. With the original lone divider is now eliminated, right? That original lone divider gets a non-contested piece and they go watch TV while the other four then divvy things up. Now, this could be a little difficult if you're cutting apart a candy bar, because once you cut it apart, you can't put it back together, right? But this is kind of the idea of figuring it all out. So hopefully, if the original lone divider cuts things up or divides things pretty equally that first time, you shouldn't have any issues, where each chooser should be happy with a number of items. You can split it up and everyone can go on their way. So that's the goal. Obviously, so much easier if you're only dividing between two people. But if you have larger groups, lone divider method works. Last thing to say, if you are on that last like number 2 down here, let's say you started with 3 people and you can't, it doesn't work, right? Everybody wants option A. So the lone divider gets something and now you're down to 2 people. Well, if you're down to 2 people, you can ditch the lone divider method and go to the divider chooser method, because that works for 2 people. So you can kind of work these 2 methods in tandem if needed, right? So that would be if the second possibility comes into play here.